Hi, Internet. Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday, and you might be asking yourself, Greg, what's going on with your hair? Why is it in a ponytail and whatnot? And why does it look so wet and odd? That is because this Thin Lizzy Thursday, I am fresh out of the shower because I've been battling fleas in my house. My poor indoor cats ended up with fleas. And so that is many hours of cleaning each day, and making it hard to find the time to do Thin Lizzy Thursday between all the different things that need to be taken care of around the house. Plus my Radiant Epic plug, please read it. Been very busy. So, unfortunately, my hair doesn't look as luxurious and beautiful as it normally does on Thin Lizzy Thursdays, but I feel like you will somehow be able to manage. So, this Thin Lizzy Thursday, it's exciting. We're bringing back the random number generator. I don't know what we're going to get this week. You know what? I'm kind of rooting for a song that no one wants to hear, that no one is excited about. So, like a Black Star Rider song would be great this week because it's never going to win in the poll. So, I am actually rooting for a Black Star Rider song this week. So, I'm pulling up the random number generator, going to see what we're going to get. Let's fire it up. All right. So, ironically, uh, not really ironically. So like we ended up getting something really really good. Like I was kind of rooting for something bad because I know when I do the poll, people are going to vote for something good. And then when we do the random number generator, I'm like, oh man, just give me the bad thing that no one wants. So like, the poll doesn't end up like 3 years from now. Which Black Star Rider song do you want me to react to? Um, but I mean, we got a great one this week. We got "Baby Please Don't Go" off the Thunder and Lightning album. Shoot, this Stone Cold classic as far as I'm concerned. I'm excited to do this one. Yeah, I mean, I love the Thunder and Lightning album. Um, I think this is a strong song. Let's see if it holds up under the scrutiny of the microscope. But yeah, I'm imagining that this is gonna be a pretty pleasant experience. So pulling it up now. Yeah, let's get right into this bad boy. All right, so right at the start, the thing that's sort of standing out the most in this piece is actually the keyboard riff. It is very 80s, very different than what Thin Lizzy had established itself as in the 70s. So this definitely is a very particular era of Thin Lizzy, and I think in some instances the keyboards add a lot to the Lizzy sound. And I think in some instances, it changes Thin Lizzy into something completely different, and something that, truthfully, I like less than regular Lizzy. This is one of those instances where this is different than classic Lizzy, and I do like it less than classic Lizzy. And I get that there are a lot of people who you know it's sort of interesting as I'm talking this through. I like when bands change their direction and do something weird and grow and evolve. Like I like music from The Elder, from Kiss, soap opera by the Kinks. Like I like when bands like take the weird little left turns. Um, but this is an instance where this is a definite change of the sonic landscape of the band that I am not as into, even though I like this style. Um, and I like when bands grow and evolve. For me, it is like a. I feel like it's the there are better ways you could add keyboards to Lizzy than like this kind of tone and this kind of playing. But I mean, it still is good. It is objectively good, objectively enjoyable, but just it's hard for me to get past that. Um, really great drum fills from Brian Downey, and the guitars are great. So yeah, let's now that we got that instrumental intro, let's get into the lyric.
I tried to warn you, baby. I tried to tell you I was down. Oh yeah, yeah. You would not listen, baby. You would not help me when I was down. Oh no, no. He tells her, baby, please don't go. Does everybody understand? I love her, baby, please don't go. That girl, she knows my heart in her hands. Baby, please don't. Oh baby, baby, please.
Oh man, this is freaking great. So many thoughts rolling through my head as I'm listening to this. Just did So I removed Facebook from my phone because I realized like it was just a toxic presence in my life, and I didn't need that noise. But I logged onto Facebook today on my laptop, and just to see if I had any notifications. Most of them weren't actually real notifications. They're just like your friend commented on this post. Do you care? No. Like no one, no direct interaction except for a couple. I went into the Thin Lizzy Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and saw some comments on the Wild One video that I posted. Like, why is this guy posting a reaction video in here? This group is for real fans. Uh, so this is my message to that. Yo, dog, I'm a real Thin Lizzy fan. So the problem is, if you're actually educated about music and know a bunch, I guess you're not allowed to do reactions because you know stuff. You can't give your commentary as someone who is educated and knows like the material, has lived with it for years. I'm doing the show for fun because I thought it'd be cool to just go through the entire catalog, have it be a group discussion with people. And you know what? Screw the gatekeeping bullshit. If some kid, like, dude, it's not a reaction to the boys are back now. It's freaking Wild One, which even though I'm like a little bit more lukewarm on it than most. If I see someone who's like reacting to Wild One, I'm like, good for you. You're like, discovering a different side of the band. It's not just the boys are back in town. You're diving deep into the catalog. That's cool. I encourage people to check out music. Like, it's I get so upset when people are just like, oh no, someone checked out this thing that I like, and I'm upset with them for it. Like, no, spread the word, spread the good word of things that you love, share art that you like. Um, so yeah, I don't get people like that. Does not compute in my brain. Like me, when I was in high school, I was trying to show all my friends Thin Lizzy, like, check out this band, they're great. And like most people didn't care, but when I could get them to listen, like, oh man, they're really good. And I guarantee you, there's still some of them who rotate freaking don't believe a word in their playlist. So that's because as I was listening to this, I was just jamming to it, loving it, feeling it as a true fan, just really savoring the song. It's just awesome, getting lost in the sauce. So that's thought one. Second thought is, oh man, Dream Sketcher is gonna freaking hate this one because there is so much going on with this. You've got freaking counter melodies, great vocal from Phil. You've got crazy keyboards. You've got some very flashy, not necessarily tasteful guitar licks from John Sykes. Like, they're awesome, but are they tasteful? Not necessarily, but it kind of works. It doesn't take away from the song. It works in this context. But I can see Dream Sketcher thinking that this sounds like chaos. As someone who like is a writer arranger, I don't view this as chaos. I view this as like very well orchestrated. So, killer bass line from Phil, killer vocal from Phil, um, and yeah, I love the emotion that he displays. I think that's really excellent, and like the counter melody, like back and forth with the backing vocal, really excellent. Lyrically, the song is a little bit more simple in terms of its prose, but I think because you have like the it's more visceral with the emotion, you don't need to get like really complex with the language because I think in some ways that might detract from just like the powerful visceral emotion. And so lyrically, I tried to warn you, baby. I tried to tell you I was down. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. You would not listen, baby. You would not help me when I was down. And then you have the chorus, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Oh, no, no, no. So you have that going on at the same time as Phil is singing another melody that says, he tells her, does anybody understand I love her? That girl, she holds my heart in her hands. Oh, baby, 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 baby. So, like, you have those going on at the same time, but they're complementing each other in such a way where they're making the emotion feel like more desperate, like that whirlwind of thoughts and emotions you're feeling as you're desperate for a relationship not to end. You're sort of clinging to it, and I think that desperation is felt in the song. And when you look at this in the context of his personal life, you have this song and Heart Attack on the same album. I know that because I'm a real Thin Lizzy fan. The freaking armchair critic says I'm an armchair critic, but you know what? I'm going to criticize the armchair critics criticizing me. I know my shit, nerds. Sorry, a little bit grumpy about that. But anyway, you have this song and Heart Attack on the same album as Phil was going through marital troubles. His sort of marriage was crumbling, and it's expressed beautifully through the art. One thing I really love about Thin Lizzy is how just vulnerable and real Phil would get with his emotions. So he loved the character stuff, but he still would lay his heart on the line. And I think that's the ideal way to be a rock star, to like have these cool character songs, be a storyteller, but at the same time be willing to just like bare your soul on record. Mwah! Chef's kiss, magnifique. All right, let's rewind a hair, get back to it.
I tried to warn you, baby. I tried to tell you don't let me down. Oh no, no. You would not listen, baby, baby. You would not see me go down. Oh no, no. He tells her, baby, please don't go. There is foolish, baby, please don't. He loves her, baby, please don't go. The young ones give their heart up to the sky. Baby, please don't. And dance the night away. Please don't go. There is foolish, there is wise. There is anger in his tone. There is truth behind the lies. His heart has turned to stone.
Oh, all right. I didn't mean to pause there, but that sort of ended up happening. So, man, just really freaking great. Second verse, also pretty standard. I tried to warn you, baby. I tried to tell you, don't let me down. You would not listen, baby. Baby, you would not leave me. Leave. Oh, that's got to be a typo. Anyway, just rolling past that. But the lyrics start to get much more poetic during the second chorus. He tells her there is foolish, there is wise. He loves her. The young ones hold their heart up to the skies and dance the night away. Like, man, savor that poetry. And then we get then he sort of repeats that phrase in this bridge section, which is really awesome. It's a very classic Thin Lizzy like kind of riff that they're going over. That's building more into like a more major key feel as opposed to the more minor key feel of the rest of the song. And so those major key guitar riffs are just sort of a staple of the Thin Lizzy sound. And so it gives you the sense of like of optimism, and it's a really great dynamic shift. And then it's leads great into the net section. So there is foolish, there is wise, there is anger in his tone, there is truth behind the lies. His heart has turned to stone. Like I said, simple but effective. I'm going to rewind just a hair as we get back to it. All right. So first off, apologies for my computer lagging and going slow. I have closed out of all other programs on my computer, and it's just yeah, I just have a weak PC. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry about that. Normally, it doesn't have those skipping issues, so apologies. I am aware of it. Um, Working on hopefully getting a new computer at some point in the future, but not counting on it. But really, really excellent instrumental section. I meant to pause at you a couple times ago, but the computer was frozen, so it didn't work. Uh, um, but the drum fill and the build into the solo section was great. Sort of the keyboards and drums were like the main driving force leading into the solo. The solo was ridiculously flashy and appropriate as delivered by John Sykes. Um, yeah, I once again remember I had a guitarist in Lipstick who had a total ego and talked about this era of the band. He said, "Why is Scott Gorham even in the band? John Sykes can just do it all himself." But also remember, this is a guitar player with a huge ego who said this. But yeah, I mean, John Sykes doing very, very flashy, very cool stuff on the guitar. Um, Sounds great. It's a excellent, excellent solo. Like, yeah, it's really, really excellent. No complaints. And I think the rest of the song is pretty much just vamps. Uh, yeah, um, pretty much it. So I'm going to close out of the lyric tab and hopefully give my computer a little bit more power. And let's just ride this baby out. All right, so there you go. That is "Baby Please Don't Go" by Thin Lizzy. Uh, Again, apologies for the uh, freezing of the computer. Like I said, I'm running minimal programs while doing this, so that hopefully, there's not supposed to be any issues. Closing out of all the other programs on the PC except what is needed to run Thin Lizzy Thursday, but sometimes the computer's like, nah, screw you, man. I'm not feeling like working. So I mean, I get it. Everyone's on strike right now. My computer's on strike. Solidarity with the workers. And if you're like, what? How dare you side with a worker over a business? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, dog. That's just how I roll. Pay people more. I'm down with that. All right. So the song. How do we feel about it? Uh, I feel like I'm pretty obvious. I played my hand early before the song started and said it was great because it is great. Um, Dream Sketcher ain't gonna like this one. I'm calling it now. Michael is gonna correctly say this is great. Um, and then there's gonna be like the crowd is like Thunder and Lightning isn't actually a good album, and they're gonna give me shit. Probably mostly on Facebook in the Facebook groups, but I won't be checking because I deleted it from my phone. I'll check it like next week. Um, but yeah, so it's that's my my prediction. I think. But you know what? I think this is a fine song. Um, yeah, I think this is I think this is a really really great song. It's one of my favorites off the album. I don't really have complaints with it. You know, if I'm being like really nitpicky, what I would say is how do I put this? Some of the guitar playing, like some of the licks, maybe don't go with the song. Like as the outro was fading out, I was listening to some of those leads. I'm like, you know what? I think something a little bit more melodically tasteful would be better here. I think the note choices are like kind of like given like a weird tonality to it. But that's just like really minor nitpicking, and yeah, that is like I said, that's really minor nitpicking. Um, but yeah, I'm a fan of this. And now, boys and girls, let's rank it. Let's decide where "Baby Please Don't Go" ends up in this ranking. All right, let's see here. Yeah, well, it's definitely gonna be. I'm just scrolling through the list. I don't know why I was scrolling down. I think I'm just in the habit of scrolling down because we haven't had, you know, we've had good stuff lately. We had Wild One. Hmm. All right. Oh man, we did Heart Attack already. I mean, not. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm not remembering which ones we've done. But I mean, I remember gushing about Heart Attack and how I think it's a great song. But like, I do that in real life too, not just on YouTube. All right. Where do we put it? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if it's better for you to see my face as I'm deliberating or the word doc as I scroll up and down. Okay, okay. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Comment below what you prefer as I'm deliberating. Um, all right. Let's think about this. So, I mean, Mexican Blood is really great. Do I like it better than? I think I like it better than The Pressure Will Blow. Do I like it better than Mexican Blood? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, yeah, that seems good. That seems pretty good. Oh yeah. Save that document, computer. You can do it. Yeah, I feel pretty 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 good about that. Yeah, it's a solid spot for it. It's a great song. Um it's just, there's so many great songs. Uh I would love if you all in the comments like just copy and pasted my ranking list and move stuff around as to where you want to. I think that's fun. Like, please do it. I want to see someone's ranking other than mine, and just see like the kind of like debates and fury and things that can happen. Um, I think that'd be fun. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me through Thin Lizzy Thursday. Through all the chaos of my life, it is always a joy and a treat to do this every week to chat with everyone in the comments. Yeah, it's just really, really awesome. So this week was the random number generator. Next week is going to be fan vote. And then after that, I'm going to probably do random number generator. But yeah, so look around for a post to see what song we're going to do next week, and you guys will vote. And hopefully, you guys pick a really bad one because this one was great. And I was hoping the random number generator, the computers would give us something bad so that we could get it out the way. We're going to get all the good stuff out of the way, and then it's going to be nothing but bottom of the barrel. So pick something bad next week. Nah, just pick what you want. All right, that is the video. Bye, everyone.